From the time I added a amusement park area to my HO layout, the one thing I felt was missing was a working model of an old wooden roller coaster like the Cyclone in Coney Island. Having been born and lived my whole life in Brooklyn, it was my favorite roller coaster. I came across a model called the Comet, which seemed to have been actually modeled after the Cyclone. It was very similar in appearance. So I purchased it and built it. The problem was my amusement park was pretty well filled up. There was a parachute jump, a roller coaster, a merry-go-round, a Ferris wheel. A little while in, I added a parking lot. Then I expanded the beach area out about 4 feet and added real water. And my wife and I went to Coney Island and took video of the fireworks, and I put a monitor in the wall so we could watch the fireworks. Again, the problem was where to put it. Initially, I wanted to put it in the middle of the fairway, but I realized that if the cars came off the tracks, which they do, it would be hard to get at. So I considered where else, and I realized that the parking lot could be put in the middle and the roller coaster where the parking lot is. The problem was the wires. There were 3 wires for every one of the street lights in the parking lot and 2 wires for each car. And it would mean cutting the whole thing up, rewiring it, but you do what you have to do, especially when you're mentally unbalanced and have a model railroad. So I cut all the wires away and I removed the parking lot. That wasn't as hard as it may sound because it was built on a sheet of masonite which was put over plywood. So all I had to do was get rid of all the cars in the park cars were loose, so that was easy. Once I got those out of the way, then I removed the masonite with the street lights and the cars that are lit up. And I took that over to my work table and started rewiring all of that for its new location. I cleaned up the area. I checked it for level. Left to right was good. Front to back, it was a little low in the front. So I had to level it off, and once that was done, I brought the roller coaster over for a test run. I temporarily hooked it up just to see how it would run and, check it for level. And I got lucky. It ran very well right from the beginning. Apparently it was pretty level. So once that was done, then it was a matter of a sign. I didn't want to call it the Comet. I wanted it to be the Cyclone. So I actually built a sign out of plastic and LEDs and girders, and I mounted that on the front of it. And now I had my Cyclone, and then it was just a matter of finishing up the rest of the area. I put the parking lot back into place, and I wired in I had to cut it down, and then I had to wire in all of the cars, the illuminated cars, and the street lights. Once that was all done, I rerouted all the ribbon lights, the LEDs that go chasing around, and it was pretty well ready to go. I used some Formica to make a sidewalk, and then my wife noticed there was a big opening where the outer trolley car ran. She suggested that I fill that in, and although it was going to be a bit of a problem supporting it, I decided it was worth the effort. So I built a new foundation underneath it, put in a 1/2-inch piece of plywood, and then put in some more Formica and expanded the whole area. My wife's name is Rebecca, and being that it was her idea to do all that, I decided the first thing that I would set up and illuminate was Becky's Pizzeria. So I did that, and we were on our way. This is Paul's Daughter, a Coney Island landmark. That was second to go. And then from there, again, I did a test run just to make sure everything was still good. And fortunately it was. I downloaded a picture of the Cyclone booth and made a model of it. And from there it was time to start fixing the area up. I put first some fencing so that the area would be defined. Then we needed something to bring the people aside from the Cyclone, so there was an ice cream truck and some kids at the ice cream truck. And then, of course, we needed a place for people to rest, so I put in 3 benches along the side. Some customers for the pizza place, some customers for the Cyclone. And there were a lot of other things that got added on, some tables with some people and a hot dog cart there in the front, and it was pretty much well on its way. So here's a little view of some of the things going on in my little park area in front of the Cyclone. And as is always the case with Coney Island, you notice some police officers around. So, 5 years in, my amusement park area has taken another evolution and had some changes made to it. There you could see the parking lot with all the trucks, all the cars back in place, and the lit cars and the street lights. And we've got Nathan's over to the right, and all of the different rides going around, including trolley cars. There were 2 trolley cars that go around the area, and a second roller coaster, and of course the beach. So that's it for the latest update. Thank you for watching. Bye.